Hey, it's JC. Welcome to Urban Knife Guy, where we explore the urban lifestyle and jungle survival. Today, we're going to have a look at the Boker Magnum Giant Bowie Fixed Blade Knife, and I'm going to share with you why I think this knife will not make for a good jungle survival knife. First, if you watch this channel regularly but have not subscribed, please do so to help the channel out. And if you'd like to support the channel even more, do check out my shop links in the pinned comment or description. And you can even join as a channel member. Thanks a lot. I've owned this knife for a few years now, and I'll be honest, I've never brought it out to the field because I don't actually think it'll be a great jungle survival knife. And when I bought it, I actually bought it more as a display item or prop. So let me get into it. So this is quite a big knife. The blade length is 8.125 inches. It's got a pretty leather sheath. Overall construction in terms of aesthetics, it's pretty good. In terms of the fit and finish and the feel, I would say it's also pretty fair. I won't call it a piece of junk by any means. Now, you get it in this box. Now, this is by Boker, but I believe that this knife is made in China. It is not expensive, I think about US $60, so definitely not made in Germany. So very simple packaging, and then you get this knife inside, as you can see. Now, the blade steel is 440 stainless steel. Not sure if this is 440A, 440C, unsure. But let's take it out. It's a Bowie style knife. Not exactly what I would consider a real Bowie. I think that the finger guard is way too short. It's got a very pronounced choil, which I don't really like personally. You've got that swedge, that false swedge over here, although it's not sharpened. It does taper down, so it's kind of a distal taper. And then you have this hollow grind, yes, which is kind of reminiscent of traditional Bowie knives. So this is kind of like a variation of the knife. I do find the handle really small. If you have big hands, I'm sure you're going to find it small. In fact, I think your little finger will wrap around the bottom. I have small to medium-sized hands, so if I find this small, I can imagine someone else with larger hands would find this small. I'll get to the knife in just a bit. In terms of the sheath, as you can see, nice leather sheath. It's got that extra I guess the spaces inside so it doesn't cut so easily into the leather, which I like. Stitched nicely. You do get a sharpening stone over here. I guess you could also put a mini fire kit if you like, small, probably a ferro rod and some tinder material. And then you get this belt loop and then this retention strap over here. I personally don't like these kind of retention straps. You can see, even though I haven't really used it, it still cuts up the strap, and over time something like that would definitely go. But for a leather kind of a sheath, it's pretty decent for the price. Now the knife itself, we've got these stacked leather handles. Now this is not a full tang knife. Maybe it's a rat tang, which comes somewhere here, but definitely not full tang. And that's one of the reasons I would say it's not really suitable for a jungle survival knife. It doesn't have that security to be a knife. Now, a knife of this size, you expect to do several things. Now, with the grind, of course, you can skin. It's like a hunting knife, but you're also supposed to be able to do general purpose tasks, from slicing, cutting, even some light chopping. With this hollow grind, it's going to stick into the wood. The steel is stainless, which is great. I think that's a good point. But again, edge retention and that toughness when you go out, I'm not so sure. And of course, that tang issue as well, you would have to worry about that. Handle as well, because I don't find it that big. I don't know, the weight distribution just doesn't feel good, right? Especially compared to other jungle knives that I have now. This definitely doesn't have that same kind of weight distribution and that confidence in the purchase to bring out. And for jungle knives, I have mentioned this before, I do not like a hollow grind knife. I prefer a saber grind, and I'm okay with a flat grind. Overall, while visually I think this looks like a nice big knife, it to me is really better for collectors, or if you want to use it as an outdoor knife, maybe a camp knife. Really for casual users. I think this will be good for someone who wants to go out to the field, maybe camping, maybe very light bushcraft tasks, but just wants to have an inexpensive but large knife with them because it just feels good and cool, I think yes, then in that case, this would suit its purpose. But if I'm looking for a jungle knife that I can depend on, this is probably not my first choice to bring out. And that's probably why I didn't even bring it out. Rather than test it and knowing it's not going to be what I'm looking for in a knife, I figured, okay, I'm just going to keep it out and just use it as display. Now, some of you would probably say, how can I make such comments if I haven't even tested it out? I think that's fair enough, but just based on experience, looking at it, feeling at it, comparing it to my other knives, I do know that I will not get the enjoyment or have the confidence as I would in other knives. And on that basis, I don't think it'll make a good jungle survival knife based on my personal criteria. But do let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Do you have this knife? Have you brought it out to the field, whether it's the jungle or more boreal temperate forest? And how has it fared in terms of edge retention, toughness, and just maybe even the general durability of the handle or the sheath as well? Do let us know in the comments below. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you like the content in general, please subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell. Thanks for watching. Talk to you soon.